you're obsessed with the Connie Pheiff Show. It's about a lifestyle shift to move up or out.
Hey, what's your jam? What's the one thing that really drives you? What makes you unstoppable?
It's about opening a new door to live your dream.
People give up way too early on their dreams.
It's about enjoying the journey. It's about keeping it real.
Damn, now the interviewee is interviewing the interviewer. I like this.
It's all about you.
I knew there was something else I wanted to do. Stop taking shit so seriously. Y'all can do this. Take an outrageous look at life and laugh.
This is the Connie Pheiff Show.
We love your voice. We love your jam. You need to be on radio.
And now your host, Connie Pheiff.
Well, hello, and it's another week of the Connie Pheiff Show, and I'm Connie Pheiff. And remember to share away. Share this video. Share this interview with today's fabulous guest that I'll be introducing to you in just a minute. Got in some really cool giveaways, and I've been telling y'all that my cousin Taylor Lynn, she is sending me like a treasure chest full of giveaways where she has autographed them. And we have a lot of our guests that are on there who are authors, and also things that they've autographed, from T-shirts to books to hats, who knows? There's so many things in there, but you need to share, so we can get this information out to you. So our guest today also has a giveaway. She's going to be sharing her complete collection of social media guidebooks. And she and I were just having a conversation about social media. It's kind of that love-hate relationship with so many people. And even my daughter, I spoke with her, and she's in her early 30s, and my son is in his he's 32, making me older. But I talked to them about social media, and I'm like, are you on there? Like, I never see you guys on there. And they're like, my daughter's like, no, I don't want to go on there. I don't want anyone to know what I'm doing. And my son, he's like, well, I just stay on there to kind of occasionally pop things up, but it's really his girlfriend doing the popping and not even him. So I'm finding that so many people are really stepping away from that social media, I guess, bug that we've had in past years. So when that happens, the question becomes, how are we selling? How are we getting our message out? How are we letting people know what it is that we're doing? And, it's you have to be everywhere. So how can you be everywhere when you're not fully embracing social media? So that's the dilemma that we're going to be talking about today. But make sure that you're sharing so you can get an autographed copy of our guidebook from today's guest. So I'm Connie Pheiff, and it is go time. So a little bit about our guest today. Her name is Lauren Wallet. And again, she's going to talk about why Instagram beats email and turning your idea into gold. So Lauren, welcome to the show. I'm so thrilled that you're here. We've had such a dynamic conversation before the show even got started.
Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here. And I'm excited to start unpacking some of these questions because I think they are really relevant in today's times. There definitely has been a shift. I mean, we were just chatting before that we're feeling it. A lot of my friends are, a lot of my clients.
Right.
So it'll be good to go, well, what are practical steps that people can take to actually make social media work for them instead of them working for it and giving so much time to it? And
that's a good point. You're putting... It's almost like you become the slave to it because you have to be there. You have to be posting. If you do the ads, you have to do the ads and monitor the ads. That's costing money. And then where's the return on that? And I don't know about you. I open my email. I mean, without question, I might have like 10, 15, hire me. And what do? Delete. And there probably could be some really good stuff in there, but it's just like overkill. And I just don't look at it. And of course I have all blockers and pop-ups blocked on my computer. But even if you go to Facebook or even some of the other social media sites, you have those pop-ups constantly coming at you. And I just don't want to do it. I don't want to be lost in that sea of everybody. I want to stand out. I want to be different. So how I want to get your point of view from it, because I know I'm also a different generation than you, where a lot are really traditionally, oh, well, this is going to send out an email. So where do you see it going? Where do you see that change happening?
I think, and people have said it before, but it's like we've forgotten the meaning of it. So social media is social. So it's about how you show up as a human is how you show up on social media. And a word that it just seems to be used by every influencer on the planet is like, be authentic. But then be authentic with full makeup and your hair done like in an Instagram post is not what it means.
Right.
So I think we've lost the word authenticity and we've lost the word social.
Right.
So it's more about getting connected to who you are as a human. And if you can get connected to who you are, you're able to easier connect to other people. So I think of it as like, how do I want to show up in life? And then how do I translate that into how I show up on social? And one of the main things is when I see my friends, I do not try and hard sell them anything, but I do share who I am, what I do, what I love. Right. And it becomes an attraction versus promotion. Like if we're on the same vibe and they're attracted to what I'm doing, there's a natural frequency there and there's a natural synergy and we can work together. Great. But I'm never going to try and push someone to hang out with me, just like I wouldn't try and push someone to work with me.
Right.
It feels disingenuous and I'm just not interested in doing that. And I think that's the shift at the moment with social is how you truly show what you're doing, what you love, and how it can help someone else. That it's not just your billboard of self-promotion. No one cares like what I do unless it will benefit them in some way. So how can I show you that I can help you?
Yeah. You know? And even last summer? Yeah, I think last summer, because I was debating on and preparing to do my year-end research and business planning and saying, okay, you know, I'm really struggling with, okay, I have to write an email. I have to write a blog. I have to get this out. And then, so what did I do? I wrote a blog on why we don't need the right blogs. And I interviewed my kids, and actually I have 5. I have 3 stepchildren as well, but asked them that question. And I know that they're not on social media. 2 of them, like I said, have an account there. One does because we have a granddaughter and she'll post pictures of the granddaughter every couple weeks. But the other ones, no, they're not on there.
Yeah, so I was saying to you before, like I've been on Facebook for years and I've spent a fortune on ads and I've had groups and pages and sub pages and secret things, and I deleted my entire Facebook. I'm not on there. I am on Instagram, and I used to be like an avid blogger for years, not just for myself, but I blog professionally for a whole bunch of other companies and clients. Okay. And now I'm merging those together, consolidating and using it all on Instagram. Okay. So I mini blog on Instagram, which I think is a great platform for doing that. So not just churning out content with one word, but using a picture, creating a story, adding value, and putting it on Instagram, that it's available if people want it, but I'm not pushing it to them so much.
Right. Well, I know the podcast has greater reach on Instagram. Now, of course, we do have a Facebook page, but our greater reach is on Instagram. And of course, we're targeting high successful people, and they're mostly on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And so we'll put it on LinkedIn too, and that's where we get a lot of our feed. But even Twitter isn't strong for us.
Yeah, Twitter I deleted also. I will be on LinkedIn, which I love, and I'm on Instagram because it's fun and it's very creative for me, and I get a lot out of it and connecting with people, and it's visually pleasing. Right. But Twitter and Facebook, I would just say like cancel.
Yeah, I mean, well, like I said, Facebook, I'll leave it there, so I can occasionally get to see my granddaughter's picture.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah,
because they're not close by. But otherwise, I just don't see benefits. So I just said I have to really take a look at my time. I mean, it really went back to time management, and also taking a look at the budget on how much we were spending on that. And I was like, I just, I cut it. I just don't want to do that anymore. So where does someone then find that balance of letting the world know what they do without social media? It's like people are like, I have to be on social media. How can they do it without being social?
So I think I mean, I think a little bit of social media is definitely good, not to cut it out completely. But if they really don't want to be on social media at all, then I would say doing live meetups is a great thing to do also. So one of the things I put together with a friend and colleague of mine, Anna David, in Los Angeles, is a women's meetup called SheEO. So are you a SheEO of your own business, which we thought was fun? And we wanted to work with. Yeah, when you come in town, you can come to one of our meetups, and we put together a brunch, and we get together and we basically say, what are you working on?
Right.
What's happening in your personal life that's affecting you professionally? How can we support and help you? Is there someone in our personal networks that we could reach out to?
Mm-hmm.
And so my personal network would be people who are literally on my phone or on my LinkedIn, but like just people that I know. So it's a very genuine connection, bringing it right back to just grassroots of human connection.
Right. It's the grassroots connection.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now what we've done with SheEO is it's becoming a live stream TV show on Focus Network TV. So we're taking our same conversations and we're going to be having them in a way to reach a wider audience, but it's come from a heartfelt place. We would be doing this anyway. So I think whatever you're doing anyway, it's sharing those kind of things on social instead of manufacturing this kind of life that you're not actually living. It's got to be a direct reflection.
Okay. So again, playing devil's advocate in comments that I'll get from people. But so does that mean, and I've gotten this question, so does that mean you only work locally in your community? I work with no one in my community, which is because I'm only networking, I'm only sharing and talking and getting to know people, building relationships. I have clients from those relationships who referred me to somebody else. Someplace else. And even when I was back in Pennsylvania, which is funny, local clients, I didn't have a lot of. It was the clients that were like, out at a distance far away. Like even now, I'm like, oh, you live in Los Angeles. And I'm like, okay, well, we could work with you. And I laugh, especially where I came from, a small town. And so it's that perception as well. But even if you're getting out networking, doing that grassroots locally, it's like, it just spreads out everywhere. It just goes out everywhere.
It totally does. But I think it's that same thing of like the way you're showing up. So if I'm coming to speak to you, it's like I'm speaking to you and you're sitting across from me at the table right now. It doesn't matter where we are in the world, but there does need to be a barrier because of the screen. Right. It's like it can still be a genuine connection.
Right.
Like we're speaking just openly and candidly, and that's great. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if for me, I've got clients who are all over the world. That doesn't make a difference. We meet each other at a very connected place.
Right, right.
And that's because it seems like you have done it. I've done it. I've done a lot of work connecting to myself, so I can show up and be comfortable where I'm at. So whether we were at a coffee shop in LA or I was in South Africa right now, it wouldn't make a difference. So I use social to leverage exactly what I would be doing in my environment, but on a global scale. And that's why it's so freeing. It's so freeing and it's so fun when you start playing with it like that.
Yes.
Like there's this perception like it's scarier if people are further away and it has to be more prim and proper or more fake or like I don't know what it has to be, but actually it's exactly the same as interacting with a person at your local coffee shop.
And this is where the vulnerability comes in, the integrity, being real, being who you are. Now, granted, I fix my hair and makeup, but I would do that with you anyway, even if we met in person. But yeah, like my one of my best team members, she's in Barcelona. And the only challenge that we have is the time difference.
Yeah.
When we really need to, jump on and get something. So it's usually either 4 a.m. for me or maybe it's 2 a.m. for her, but we don't do that often. But when we have to, we make that work. We figure out how to do it. And she's from LA, but she splits her time between here and Barcelona. So we make it work. And again, technology does that for you. And I have clients all over everywhere. And my greatest, even like for book sales, the place that my highest sales happen in England. And I've never been there.
Yeah, that's what I love. It's like it created a global village.
Right.
That you can be. I always think of myself as a global citizen and a digital nomad. Like I can be anywhere. I need my laptop, good coffee, and like I'm good to go.
Right.
Yeah, and you can meet your people, your tribe of people who are the same as you. Like I said, half hour you. It's like, oh, we're on the same vibe. Like we believe the same things. There could be a connection there.
Right.
And we're not limited to time and space online. It's completely transcendent. So it's a fun way to connect with your tribe anywhere, which I think
it is. Actually, in London, I won a trophy for the Inspirational Woman in Media for 2019.
Awesome.
Never been to London.
That's amazing. Yeah.
It's just so funny, when you talk to somebody or you just say, oh yeah, I have a client here or a client here. And it's like, really? And it's like, we just make it work. Now, the fun thing that I do, so we have our mastermind group, which is the Masters of Talent in the Roundtable. And so we do calls like this throughout the year, mastermind calls. And then twice a year, I do a showcase for my clients. So I do it in LA and then I do it in New York City. And then that's when they all come together. And by the time everybody comes together, we know everything about everybody.
Yeah.
We know who's doing business with who's getting married, who's having babies. And then when we all come together, and that's the benefit of technology. That is such the benefit of it that somebody by time you get there.
Totally agree. Yeah, it's like it's taking that online into real life is like the magic of like modern media and social and just technology, and like that's what I like. I love that about it.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. So for somebody listening, to say, oh, I can't step away from social. Well, don't. But the other thing I do recommend is pick the platform that works for you. Mm-hmm. Because if you're trying to be all, which I've done, it's like, oh, I just can't do that. I don't have that many arms. I don't have that many hours in a day. And I have a team who does it for me, but I'm still writing content. And or they'll write it and I'll edit it. However we would do it, it's still time that you're taken to do that. And it's really, the intent is to simplify, especially if you're living a lifestyle, an entrepreneurial lifestyle, the intent is to simplify your life and not make it more complicated.
Totally. I always say to my clients when we start, because I recommend Instagram as a great place, and I say, what is your intention that you want people to feel when they experience the content that you're sharing as number one? But the second intention is, how do you want to feel when you're on there posting? What are you getting out of this? Right. So I know what I'm getting out of it is I'm connecting to like-minded people. I'm drawing inspiration. I'm feeling not alone. I'm getting good ideas. So I make sure that it actually is worth my time spending half an hour, or probably more than that a day now, on there. Like there has to be mutual benefit. It has to be win-win. I'm not just doing it because it's ticking it off my list of putting myself out there. No, I'm also replenishing myself during the process. And I think it's focusing on that dynamic of it needs to be a give and take with everything that sets you up for just sustainable success instead of burnout that none of us want to have.
Let's take a really quick break. And when we come back, I want to continue that conversation and have a couple more questions for you. So hang in there, everyone. Be right back. The Connie Pheiff Show is heard everywhere. You can find The Connie Pheiff Show on most of your favorite networks. It's time to now recognize and thank our major networks for all of their support. In the house, we have Conscious Business Radio, C-Suite Radio, Transformation Radio, iHeartRadio. We are also heard on Google Play, Apple Radio, Stitcher, and so many more that I just can't keep up with them all. I'm Connie Pheiff, your unstoppable diva. Learn more about our gym and how we can work together at my fancy schwanky website, ConniePheiffShow.com. I'll see you over there. Until then, like, share. Now back to the show. And we are back, and you're listening to The Connie Pheiff Show, and I'm Connie Pheiff. Our unstoppable guest for today is Lauren Wallet, and she is passionate about supporting women, supporting female leadership, and community over competition. And I've learned so much today just in the brief conversation that I've gotten to know her. And we're talking about social and social media and how people connect. Now, she and I connected on LinkedIn. She actually reached out to me, and her question to me was, how can I help you? How can I refer you to other people that I know? I was like, wow, like people don't do that. It's usually buy this, buy this, buy this. I have this program, and it's like, I was just like, wow. And I actually have a client. Every time I end the call with him, he'll say to me, what can I do for you today? And the first couple of times I was kind of like, oh, it catches you off guard. It makes you stop and think. And so I've actually implemented that strategy myself.
Yeah.
And people stand up to like, help me? Like, you want to help me?
Yeah, I think we've lived in a society for so long where it's been so cutthroat and out to get people, and it's such a strange old paradigm, and we're moving into such a shift with this collaborative sharing economy and seeing the rise of aggregator models like Airbnb or Uber or Lyft.
Right.
We have access to so much more without needing to own it ourselves. And I think what it's reflecting is a change in our mindset, which is going, there is enough to go around. There is an abundance mentality starting to develop that I feel is very inherent toward women who are naturally nurturing. And, if there's a group of women sitting together, it would be like, who wants tea? Who wants this? We all want to just help and give and share. It's our natural way. Yeah, like what can I do? And to see that coming to business is so exciting for me and so dynamic, because it starts to put us into this community over competition mindset, which is, if you're playing to your strengths, that's me time to play to mine. And together we can create more, which is just really a beautiful place. Yeah.
But you bring up a really good point. And I was actually asked to co-write a book on this recently. I haven't made a decision yet about getting people, or getting women to work together. We are there for each other. I can go on about how women have helped me even. And I remember the one time I was so sick, and I actually got sick at an event where my husband was being recognized, and I went out sick. And so the ladies at the table literally got up, circled me because I had just got sick, and they grabbed the waiter and they said, and this was the president of the company's wife and the vice president's wife. So, and they're like, they're like, take this chair right now and get this out of here. And they like escorted me to the bathroom. Like, and I was just like, wow, like who does that?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it truly was. But at the same time, we are our worst enemy. Okay. And especially from, I think, more the baby boomer generation or even the Gen X generation, women tend to be more combative with each other because, they grew up, they knew, they were there in the era of you had to fight for what you wanted. So when another woman comes along, like they're throwing you under the bus, honey.
Yeah, I feel like that's shifting, but I definitely am aware of that to a certain degree. And I think it's because it's also been perpetuated in the society of this idea that a man is a plan. So he'll hire you, or he'll marry you, or he'll save you. The hero is coming, instead of realizing we are the ones we've been waiting for. We can help each other. It's not waiting for an external validation or external success, that it's all found within. And the more comfortable we get, again, of going internal and realizing we've got everything we need, then we can feel like, oh, well, I've got so much, it spills out.
Right.
Only transmitted if you've got it, but you got to fill up, and then you're like, oh, I've got nothing to lose. I've just got stuff to share.
Right.
I don't need
such a great way to look at it. And so, and that's what how I want to come across with that, because even last year, and you've probably seen it on my LinkedIn. So I started a women's group, and like the fall of 2017 into spring of last year, and I was very outspoken in terms of, ladies, you need to keep your power. Stop giving your power away. Don't march down the street with a vagina on your head. Please don't. And it was a lot. I said a lot more than that. And we had such interest. It was like, where do I sign up? Where do I sign up? So we created this membership group with it. And I mean, it was growing like crazy, so much that it crashed our website.
Wow.
Such
a need.
Yes, such a need for it. So, I mean, we did back down a little bit, built that infrastructure a bit more, got the trademark for the name. And so that's, like I said, I've been asked to write a book about that, about that experience. So I haven't quite, I guess I want to make sure the message is very clear about keeping our power and not giving our power away.
Yeah.
And, not to be attacking each other, but to be embracing each other. And that's where we need to be. And that's where a lot of the messages are coming from right now. And that's what we need to do as women. We need to be there and support each other. And even last year, after that crash happened, for me, I was in shock of the negativity that I received, that, I should have been on top of this. I should have, been aware of this. I'm like, I didn't know we were going to have 1 million hits to the website in less than 24 hours. Like, if I had known that, you trust me, I would have been prepared.
Yeah, I think it comes from that fear, that panic of, is it not going to be enough? Is it over? It's like a disaster mentality where it's going to be okay. Like, it's okay. You'll get it fixed. It'll be there. It's not going anywhere. But like, we've almost got to relax into this idea that we're safe now. And I just love the fact that we're moving into this post-Me Too area where a lot of pain has been brought up. A lot of truths have been uncovered. We're realizing that my story is your story, is our story, her story, and that we can make things different now, and that we can all actually come together, and like women and men.
Yes, women and men.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'm a very strong advocate for beyond Me Too.
Yeah.
And that's the message that I want people to hear. Women, I want them to hear that, again, we all have stuff. But if we bring, we brought it together, we embrace each other. And again, men and women now we need to take that energy, take that power to move forward. And that's how we're going to make a difference.
Totally. Now is that healing time of just that integration and coming together. Which is, I mean, that's our natural state as human beings. We love being with one another. It's like, that's our natural way. So how do we amplify that in like all aspects of our life?
Right.
And I think that community over competition is a great way, like just by helping, by making it not about you, by being of service to someone else.
To someone else. Exactly. So even like Unstoppable, I know that's used everywhere now. I've used that since I started my business 12 years ago. And a couple of years ago, I added Together. Because and I thought, we're all in this together.
We're all in it together. I've been feeling more and more about this idea that we're just seeing ourselves, versions of ourselves mirrored in other people.
Yes.
It's like, and to look at that and realize that, like, if I look at someone and go, they're just a part of me, either that bothers me or doesn't bother me. But if I can love that in them, I can love it in me. It starts to make me feel like, what if everything was in my favor? What if everything I'm being presented with was an opportunity and an invitation instead of a potential attack or something I need to be scared of? What if it was an opportunity to learn more? Right. And then it starts to become like just a bit more enjoyable. Like I can look at the day with a feeling of hope and excitement for what's coming instead of fear that like doomsday is around the corner.
Right. Even with what happened last year, of course, the initial shock was they're like, what just happened? It's like, what? And it's like, okay, let's postpone, let's regroup. And then I had several family members pass last year around that same time. And I thought, okay, we just need to sit with this. And then it came back stronger. And I said it was a gift.
Yeah, I feel that's this. There's this life cycle that we're getting more comfortable with admitting that we're all in. There's a flow, and there's creation and destruction. But when you get comfortable with that movement, it starts to be okay.
Yes.
Like we don't have to be so terrified of the death or the loss or the crashing. Or sounds like you had one of we all have those times.
Right.
But the grass is sweeter and greener after the fire. It's just more beautiful.
Right. You come back and you're, like you said, you're stronger. And I mean, I've had several myself. I mean, from losing my job, I was CEO of Girl Scouts in Pennsylvania. And when I lost that job, I was devastated. But again, and that's where everybody kept saying, oh, you're just unstoppable. You're unstoppable. So that's where that nickname came from. But I mean, we all are. And we just need to be able to be there for each other and to do it together.
There's a beautiful African word, I'm from South Africa, called Ubuntu, which means I am because we are. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful idea of just that coming together and connection, and that more means more for all of us. Right. So your success is my success. And I feel that so strongly about female leaders in the world, that we're now taking up space, having our voices being heard, sharing our truth. And it's such a gift.
Yeah, it is. Definitely. I would love to continue talking to you, but we got to go. So let our listeners know how they can find more about you.
So if you'd like to connect with me, my favorite place is on Instagram. And I've got 2 main accounts. One is at Lauren Wallet. That's my personal account. And then my business account, where I share my creative alchemy. So if you want to turn your ideas into gold, is at alchemist_academy. And that's where you can connect with me there.
Nice. Well, thank you. I'm thrilled that you've been here. I'm proud of the work that you're doing. And if there's anything that I could do for you,
I will let you know.
Like I do, I just say that all the time, because we're unstoppable together.
Love that. Thank you so much for having me. This has been a great treat to have this conversation.
Great. So that's all we have for today. And I'm Connie Pheiff, and a recovering corporate executive. But we are here, and we continue to move ideas forward and keeping the passion of life activated. Be sure to check out our advertising, feature advertising spots. You can find out more about that at ConniePheiffShow.com. All the details are over there. And have you checked out Talent Concierge yet? Because we have the best marketing and branding publicist team by far. I mean, I'm proud of the team that we work with there. And if you have a successful career and finding yourself at a crossroad or looking to scale your lifestyle business, give us a call. I'd be glad to talk to you directly at 570-906-4395. It's a free consultation, and you could find out if you qualify to be represented and work with our talent agency. And you could also visit talentconcierge.co for details. And I will leave you with this simple yet very powerful thought that comes from Bill Gates. Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you're insulting yourself. So remember that, ladies. Be who you are. And you're listening to the Connie Pheiff Show. And if you like what you're hearing, make sure that you're sharing it with your friends, with your colleagues. Subscribe with us. We are everywhere. Just look for the Connie Pheiff Show or just Connie Pheiff, because I am everywhere. Until next time, activate your power and keep the passion of life activated. Hey y'all, it's Connie Pheiff. Thank you for listening to the Connie Pheiff Show. Check back often. You don't want to miss any of the good stuff. If you like what you hear and would like to be a guest on the show, head over to theconniepfeifshow.com to apply. While you're there, check out our amazing advertising opportunities that will put you right in front of your perfect client. I will see you over there. Do yourself a favor this week. Activate your power and be unstoppable together.